You can hear me?
Yeah, let's go.
You can hear me?
Yes, you're welcome. You can continue now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I just wanted to clarify whether you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, you are clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Christine. And indeed, this is the right forum. And hi to everyone. My name is Charles Yeshohi. Uh, I pride myself as a banker by profession. Although I did a Bachelor of Education degree, I did some teaching for quite some time. Then after that, I went into banking. But when I was still in banking, I managed to support the education sector through number one, I ran a school, a private school. Number two, I am also a board chairman in one of the secondary school in our village. And I also interact a lot with the teaching fraternity. And that's how I came also to interact with Dr. Christine. My experience in banking and in financial matters, now I'm finishing 20 years. I know when you look at my face, doesn't look like that. But I can tell you, I have been in the banking industry. Uh, I did 13 years in several banks, both the Tier 1 banks here in Kenya and Tier 2 banks. And then I also managed to get into consultancy. And then after that, I am now back into an investment banking arm where I deal with recruiting those who want to invest, and especially in the government uh, bonds and even shares that are traded in Nairobi Securities Exchange. Out of all these experience, I realized and I came across many people who are struggling in terms of debts. And the reason why they are struggling is because of a small thing. And this is what now I'm going to share. Not small as such, but I'm saying it's basic. I think the right word is to use basic. It's not so unique. It's something that we can be able to implement, all of us. So I want to take us through, and thank you, Dr. Christine, also for this forum. I appreciate so much, and it is good that you are challenging us. And the reason why I even felt like I need to present is because you also challenged me. So in terms of the messages that you usually share, so continue doing the good work. We appreciate, and may God bless you so much. The other thing I needed also to say, I think it's also good to say my stand. Uh, I am a born again Christian and actively involved in church activities. But of course, the right denomination here in Kenya now, right now, we are facing some few challenges in terms of the gospel. But I am in the right Christian denomination, Bible believing church. So I want to share briefly because I know I don't have enough a lot of time. But number one thing I want us to look at is debts and financial management, but in regards to, is it possible to thrive even in the midst of debts? And I would want to ask briefly, and I would wish this one through the you share through the comments, the chats section. also form the basis of my discussion. What do you think is a major challenge, or what do you think is causing a lot of deaths in the country, both at the national level and also at the individual level? There are so many people in crisis of deaths. If I share with you the statistics and the figures of the people who contact us to assist, there are so many others even at the verge of committing suicide. So wanted to find out from your end, what do you think is the major challenge in terms of deaths? Just share briefly. Just write your chat or your comment. Even at a personal level, what do you think causes you to get into heavy debts or has made people to go into heavy debts? I can see some comments, and thank you for that. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
the
maybe I can
situation
help
in
you.
our
I
country.
can help you to read. Sarah is saying
Yes.
high cost of living versus the income. Pam is saying low income, wages, and unemployment. And Caleb is saying lack of planning.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. It's a lack of planning, like all that. And
Salim is saying great living standards, indeed costly on our income. Celine is saying causes of debt include impulse, seeing what others have, and you go for it. I think I like
okay.
that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. The impulse and all that, and then increasing burdens. Yeah, I can tell you all those are valid reasons. And I know if you're in a class, I would have said we clap for ourselves. And thank you for your responses. And you continue sharing with us that. Then, if you can be able to see my presentation, are you able to see it from your end?
Yes, it's very clear.
Okay. Now, this is what I would wish we look at in our uh, background, the way we are brought up. I can tell you, even though the society and even at the school level and at the church level, there is little exposure in terms of money and how to budget and how to manage the money that you're given and all that. Our upbringing, even in school, right from primary and maybe up to university level in some cases, we are really exposed to managing money. If you look at our other people like the Indians, they exposed their children right from the young stage. And so by the time now they are finishing school, they can be able even to manage a business, they can be able to be put in a position of influence in the business and such things. But our bringing, both at the society level and even at the academics level, we are rarely taught these matters. And even if we are, it is not practical exposure. So that is a part of our background. But now, how do we find ourselves currently? We find ourselves in a new career, in a different location, like the way Dr. Christine is in a different country. We find ourselves in a different location, and nobody maybe taught you this is how we are supposed to do here, this is how we manage money here, this is the way we go to deal with things. We also face society needs or demands. Like now, this week only, I can tell you the number of contributions and harambes and all that have been called for. I was even trying to budget and check if I was to contribute to all of them, that would be even more than half of my salary. So there is a lot of demands, there is a lot of peer influence, and some people have mentioned that in your chat. Then the family and relative support. You find you need to support people. Yes, they are in heavy challenges, and I know like majority of us in teaching profession, I know during COVID, you are one of those we could consider the best in a profession to work in during COVID, because TSC still continued to do the payments and salaries, whereas as our businesses and all that, we are at home, others, we needed a lot of that support from those who are working. So when you are now faced with such challenges, family and relative support, it becomes a challenge. And the other thing that you always we are faced on, or we are faced in, is we are always thinking, what is my plan B? What is my hustle? What can I be able to do to increase what I have currently? So all these, they are part of what we are facing now. And when you look at now our background, where we are, or where we came from, nobody exposed us fully to what we are going through now. So we have now one side, the background, which has a disconnect, or there's a missing link of what we are going through now. So when you look at now our
Sorry, Charles, we lost you a bit. Yeah, what Charles was talking about is definitely because we've not had someone to give us the right information. You're back, Charles. We lost you
yes,
for some time. Okay, you can project again. Let me give you the rights.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
you're already,
Sorry
you're
for
still
that.
co-host. Continue.
Is it being projected? Let me just project again. I think it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
Thank
dropped.
you for alerting me. Is it okay now?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Maybe what you can do,
okay.
use
Yeah,
okay, good. No, the other mode,
yeah. I use the full screen.
your full screen.
Yes, yeah. So that the debt pain points that I wanted us to learn about. These are the main common ones that we get ourselves into. And when I'm saying this, by the way, I am saying even at a practical level, that even after having worked in banking sector, I still faced some of these debt pain points. Number one is you find yourself over indebted. You have heavy debt compared to income. We also have multiple loans right now in our country because of the influx of the mobile phone lending, where you can just borrow against borrow from the mobile, the Fulizas, the Mshwaris, and the rest. There are so many multiple loans, and people have interacted with people who have borrowed in more than 10 mobile phone apps. Then you find others, because of having heavy debts, they lack a lot of discipline in managing these debts. And then inability also to pay loans because of lack of accountability partner is also very key. And I can go on and on with all these list and pain points, but there are many. But one of the key things that I have seen is there is a lot of fear of saying no. So you know you don't have the cash, you don't have the money, but you still go ahead and continue getting into the debts just to make sure that you don't say no to either your spouse, your parents, your relatives, your friends, or the others. Yeah. So what happens is you find now when you have many debts, you get into marriage and the friendships are also put into a jeopardy because of these heavy multiple debts. And consequently, then you start being drained emotionally, and you don't even see the benefits of working or the benefits of even where well, you are always maybe somebody is always not happy even when they are going to work because they can't see the sense of working, because you're working but at the end of the month everything goes towards now paying the debt. So that is some of the those are some of the things that we go through. I told you now, my in my case at a personal level, I went through uh, these challenges also. I was brought up in a rural village. The school where the church was just also around, but there was no exposure on money matters. We were supposed to discover most of the things on our own. How did we do it? You are sent now buying an item, and in most of the cases, that item that you are sent to buy, maybe a soap, it is sugar and all that, you not be given a lot of money because they would think, our parents would think that it can get lost on the way and all that. So what the match maybe in most of the cases we're given is 100 shillings or thereabout. But as also now I got involved in assisting my mom who was having a shop, but the only thing that she could expose me to in most of the cases is, please get for me that soap. There's this client who want to buy, get for me a kilo of sugar, get from. I was a messenger in the shop. Then in the evening, I'll be released to go home early. Then she will continue now doing the reconciliation, and then after that, close the shop and come home. So that is the main exposure that I got into. What happened now in my journey? I went through primary to university, went to Sunday school, all that. I was doing very well even in home and farm duties and even my career. And I eventually, after going through my education system up to university level, and by the way, by the way I said, did Bachelor of Education, but I also did a certified public accounting course. I found myself in senior management. Then I also found myself as an entrepreneur, the way of telling you, running a business. But now the money making and management arrangement where we are taught this is the basic things. Most of the things, even after learning accounting and all that, in most of the cases, and you agree with me, theory and practical, in some cases, there's usually a mismatch because you try now to bring whatever you have learned theoretically into practice. Sometimes you find like it is too much, you may not have all that. Whatever, all the accounting that you learned, if you put them now in a small business, then you not work. You start now doing accounting and such. But if I had been exposed fully, I am sure some of the struggles I went through, I would not have done it. So that missing link, number one thing I want us to learn from this presentation, please, and I hope you're getting me here. Please make sure that we expose our children as early as possible in matters finances, not just sending them to the shop and all that. No, even if you can make them have a kitty, even if you can expose them to that small business that you do, both from end to end. If you're running like a small business, even if it is a shop, involve them. If we are doing a dairy farming, involve them, not just telling them and kate majani and all that. No, involve them even in addition to this is how I receive when I go and I sell, or you even show them how you do it. You sell this number of kgs, I'm paid at the end of the month. This is how I budget and all that. Try to expose them. I am sure you don't want to expose yourself fully, but there is an element you can be able to expose them to, and they'll be able to understand why you get into challenges, especially when you don't manage to pay some of the things they usually request us to. But on the same time, even ourselves, please, despite all these challenges that we have faced in our background, one of the key things I appreciate is now in our current status where internet is all over, where Google, we can be able to search, we can be able to link ourselves to forums. Now we can be able to get information at our fingertips. You agree with me that those days when we are growing up, uh, that was something that we are just getting them on in news and such. But right now, everything is at the fingerprint. We can be able to access everything from our phone, from our laptops, from our computers, all that. So make sure now you feed yourself with a lot of information the way we are doing now, so that you can be able to equip yourself on money matters. Now, let's go now to you have found yourself into debts. And when I asked what the main reason behind why we find ourselves into debts, I know majority of us we said it's because of our high standard of living, or even in the economy, the challenges in the economy, and all those things. We mentioned all of them. But now, how do you fight out the issue of the economy? Yeah, even at our level, it may not be so easy because, of course, the government is in charge. But on the other side, we still need also to participate on our own. In my experience, and I want to give you an example. One of one of one of my clients who called me is in the teaching profession, wanted me to help them get out of the debts. And this is what she told me, that for me, I have a family, and where our school is a bit far. So what happened is I was forced to buy a vehicle, because when I use a border border, I get sick because of cold early in the morning, and also cold in the evening when I'm and then there are several kilometers, and the road is a bit bumpy. So she used to get sick every now and then. So the reason, the main thing that she did is to go and get a loan, and she was given that loan, and she bought a vehicle, and now things now cool down in terms of health. But now there was a challenge. The salary she was having was not able to sustain both the family and also the vehicle repayment. So what did she do? She started struggling. So by the time she was calling me, she was so much into depression, and she was telling me she doesn't even value this career at all. She is even thinking of giving up, and she was getting very stressed. So she wanted some help. So as we talked, I was able to point out several things. And these are the things I want us to learn here. The solution I'm giving here is a solution that has been tried, and this is what we do, and we have been doing at the banking level. but it is never shared with the public who are borrowing. And I want to explain. The principle is called Campari. I would want us to repeat that wherever you are, even if don't unmute, but you can say it loudly. Campari. You have said it, eh? Dr. Christine, I can allow you to unmute and say it so that I get your response.
Repeat again.
Campari.
Campari.
Yeah, you can be able to see that Campari on my screen.
Is it the next slide? Because we are still at the pain points.
Oh, you still, well, okay, it is, I moved from the pain points. Now I'm in this other one. Is it showing?
No. So maybe you need to pull down.
Okay.
Then you come again.
Yeah, I'm wondering why. Oh, yeah, sorry. I have now realized where my mistake was. I had opened two screens. Yeah, sorry for that. I had two PowerPoint presentations.
Okay.
That were making me not. Yeah. So what I'm saying is there is the main thing. Let me just load as I talk. The main thing that's affecting people is because of lack of some coherence between now the banking, what banks want, and what the borrower want. There is usually a disconnect, and that disconnect is brought about by now that what I'm saying or what I'm calling Campari, or a principle called Campari.
Kindly share your screen.
Yes, I was opening it. It disappeared when I got. Now you can be able to see. Is it visible?
Yes, we can now see it. You can now scroll down to the Kampa. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so let me, now you can be able to see what I'm talking about. Eh?
Yes.
Is it there?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I think I had opened two PowerPoint presentations, so I was dealing with the other one.
All right.
Now, the Campari principle is a principle. Yes,
Campari
it is a principle used in banking. And number one thing that you always need to check is, number one is your character as a borrower. From our end, the lenders, we are able to monitor or to know your character or to assess your character and say, this is a good person we can lend to. But from your end, you as a borrower, do you have the right character even to borrow or to present yourself to a financier? A good example is if you have multiple loans, you have a mobile loan, you have a circle loan, you have a Chama loan, you have another debt now with a friend somewhere, and you come now to borrow. And then you are asked, give us the list of all the loans that you have, so that by the time you are appraising you against your income, against your salary, we know whether you qualify or not. Let me tell you, majority, including me, you never disclose, isn't it? You find you never disclose because you want that loan. What happens? You get the loan, but because you did not disclose, you are forced not to have another repayment. And then the other thing that will happen is you have now multiple loans to pay all over with your simple or with your small salary. So at the end of few months or few years, you start struggling. Why? If you obeyed your character and you said, my character is straightforward, whether I qualify or not, if I don't qualify, I'm going to work towards qualifying. Let me disclose everything so that if I'm told no, let me be told then what am I supposed to do so that by the time I'm borrowing, I'll have good ratio or have good now income and expenses arrangement that you help me borrow, and I will not be into difficult things. The other aspect of character is affected at the banking or the financial level. No financial, majority of those staff, and I am saying this, please, and I hope you take it in the best way.
Can you
I have
move to the next slide?
the next. Uh, Sorry, I wanted to go through this, the Campari,
The case
then
study,
after.
that is, we are looking at the case study.
Oh, sorry, it is a case
Yeah.
study.
Yeah, I think this is what you are explaining. We are looking for
Yes,
it, we are
this
not
is what.
getting it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I think let me put it that way without now doing the full screen. I think that's why it is facing a challenge because of
You've not even given us full screen.
yes, right now I've said let me not give the full screen. That's why you have a challenge.
Oh
So
yeah,
allow
yeah.
me to
Please, now
present.
this is very important to us. Please explain again because we were
Yeah,
actually lost.
yeah, let me put it now the way it is.
Yes.
Number one, I said now the character. Character is very key. And I can tell you at the banking level, we work under, or people work there under targets. And it's not like in TSC. By the way, as in banking sector, you always thank God every year that you are able to be sustained in employment. Because if you don't meet your target, you are released. So what happens is people will make sure, staff will make sure that they get loans as much as possible. So even if you don't qualify, I'll even make sure that I fix in a way that you qualify so that you get that loan, so that I hit my target. So majority of the people who are struggling right now, it's because in terms of their character, they never said no, or they never disclosed everything. And also on the other side, the financial, the staff did not get you or did not disclose everything to you. So please, my prayer is never put yourself into a fix because somebody wants to lend to you. I know so many teachers, including some of my relatives, who are earning when everything is deducted, all the salaries, insurances, and all that, they are just going home on a monthly basis with 3,000 shillings. From all that salary, the go to home salary is 3,000. Others are borrowing on a daily basis. Why? Because of that issue of character. Please, let's ensure we are talking about the right thing. I did that. There's and I'm usually an open person. I like sharing even from a practical perspective. There's a farmer, there's a land I wanted to buy, and it was a huge one. But I didn't qualify based on my business income and my salary. Then, and I'm saying this, that time I was still born again. I got saved immediately after high school. I was still born again. But because of now getting into banking and I seeing how people do to get financed and all that, I said, now even when I left and I said, let me also do what people do. So when I gave my financials to these staff in one of the bank, they checked and they told me you can't qualify. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to report a profit of this much and your books should look like this. And they prepared for me the books, the accounts the way they are supposed to be. And it went ahead and I still got that loan as I wanted. I bought that land and I was very happy I have now the land. But let me tell you, many years after that, that land became my biggest pain point in a way that it affected and even ate everything that I saved, even everything I had, and to a point of it almost broke my marriage. Why? Because I did not follow my character and my Christian principles. Then the other thing that now happened is, yes, I thank God I went through all that. After going through so many challenges through that land that I bought, because it put me into a very big mess. Uh, I thank God that God still is gracious enough that after some point, I had now that calling of let me train people with all the skills that I have. Let me talk to people about debt and debt management. And that is why I came up with this arrangement of debt advisory program. Yes, I thank God I was able to overcome, but I can tell you it is painful. So please, let's avoid that. I may not be able to discuss all the items on all these items I have not put here, but I will allow me to just talk about either two or thereabout, other two or three. The other thing is ability. You see, ability to pay, which I have also mentioned there, is you are, if you're borrowing a 1 million loan and your repayment is, let's say your repayment is 10,000 per month, yeah, and you cannot afford that 10,000, please don't force that 10,000 or don't force yourself, even if you are now told, let's extend this loan to another 10 years or another 5 years so that you can afford. Please check your ability to pay clearly and make sure that it is not fixed by the bank or by the financier, and make sure that you are able to pay. I give you now this issue of the lady that I was talking about. Yes, the circle that gave her the amount of money, the circle that gave her uh, that loan, they had also analyzed and they were feeling she is able to pay. But what she had not disclosed is that in my family, my husband is not in a good job, and all of them, my whole family, rely on my salary. So she did not disclose that. So her ability to pay was pegged on the salary, but not on the whole, because you're supposed to do a whole income and expenditure arrangement, including debts. So when she managed to get the car, she was always borrowing even for fuel because she cannot afford. And where was she borrowing? She was borrowing from Akina Fuliza, Akina Mshwari, and the rest, Tala and such. So she would go like such. And at the end of it all, the vehicle was now at the verge of being auctioned by the time now she was calling me. What did I tell her? That yes, I don't do lending. I'm not going to give you money, but this is what you're going to do. I asked her, do you have a house, or can you be able to get a house at the school? And she told me, in fact, I was staying in a house in the school, but because I was feeling like I am among the oldest teacher, I'm still staying in the school, and others are still doing well, and yet they came, they are younger than me. So she was feeling like I don't need to stay in a school because of her status and her age and her experience. But I told her, please talk to your husband, agree now to stay in the school and be traveling over the weekend. You save a lot. And then I told her, please discuss this issue with your husband. You are in a crisis, and unless you discuss, you will not be able to get out of that. And she agreed to do that. And I believe right now she is better off because of she was able to make that decision. The other thing I told her is to sell that vehicle before it is sold by auctioneers. So when I am talking about this, your character, your ability to pay, and now the third one, the means,
Now, before
and
you
this could be
continue,
the
my
last one.
brother, Sarah
Sorry?
is saying here, hmm,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is important. She's asking
Yeah.
about the land because she's saying she's almost doing that.
She, sorry, I haven't read the comment. She is
Yeah,
almost,
this is what Sarah is saying.
yes.
Let me read it for you. Kindly touch on
Okay.
what happened to the land because I'm almost doing the same thing.
My land, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. That is a good question. This is what happened now to the land. I decided to approach because of my banking knowledge. I decided to approach the bank, and I told them, you gave me this land, or you financed me this land, and I'm struggling. I'm not able to pay. My business is down, and more so, it was affected by COVID. The COVID is the one that affected. So what I did is I went to the bank and I told the bank, this is my proposal. Let us subdivide the land because it was several acres, subdivide into eighth 50 by 100 plots. Then I am able now to sell that land using the small portions as opposed to a bigger portion. When I had invited people now to come and buy the whole land so that I get out of the debt, the figure they were giving me was not even enough to clear the loan. But when I approached the bank and I told them, if I subdivide, this is the amount of money I'm going to get, and I'm still be left with a big portion. So I was able to do it. I sold now the plots, and I am still left with a portion that is enough for me to carry out some of the businesses I do, like dairy farming and such. And that is how I got out of that. But it took a lot of pressure, even at the bank, and to convince them because they were not willing to release the title so that it can be discharged and shared and subdivided. So those are some of the things I did. I I know many others are asking few other clarifications, but allow me first of all to touch on the means, and I look at the questions. The means here, like, and this one happens to many of us who are Christians. You want to uh, do a business that is very good in profit making. You know some of those businesses. You your faith does not allow you to get into it. But you are thinking, if I go to that business, this business is the only one that is giving money. Any other, I can put it in quote, any other Christian uh, related business will not give me as much money as I want. So there is that high temptation of getting into such businesses. But what does it do? It affects your character. It affects your, as in it will affect you even at the family level. Don't go to those other businesses that you feel they are not related to your faith just for the sake of money. But also on this other side, you may go to a business that is also not bringing you good money. What do? Do you continue struggling, or do you, and when you go now to borrow, you cannot qualify because it's also not giving you money? Those are some of the challenges that we face. But also, as we look at it, even your salary, whether you have a business or not, your salary is a means of repayment of a loan. So that means of repayment of the loan through your salary, that it means that you need to guard your salary so much, because it is a means of even getting a financing, but it is limited. And salary, I know that is a principle that works. You should not borrow beyond a third. Your repayment should not be beyond a third of your salary. So when you look at that, a third is already consumed by many other things. So how do you get into it? My solution here is, and I can tell you it is possible, look for ways of raising money through other sources without borrowing. It is possible. Whoever can tell me here it is not possible, I would wish even to discuss with you personally, because even as a teacher, it is possible. Even in your own profession, wherever you are, it is possible. I have done it. There's a time I said I was not going to borrow anything, and I was able to get into a new business line without borrowing at a personal level. It is possible even for you. Don't always tell yourself that I cannot be able to I cannot be able to do anything to raise more income without borrowing. It is possible. So I know I have touched those three areas, but we can get time to talk about all the other areas later. But let me look at what has been raised so far. I can see many people are now talking about thank you for sharing. I touch on what happened. I have already said that. Somebody is saying I can surely relate, and good advice. Loan repayment is a problem to some of us. And then I understand that one should take a loan commensurate to his or her paying ability, also to control appetite for loan. Thank you, Moses, for that. But I can say it is easier said than done. I have seen people, you are struggling. Imagine now you have to pay school fees, and you have to continue living. So what do? You end up. So how do you control your appetite? The only way you can control your appetite is making sure that you look for a solution to your current debt status. One, as I conclude, allow me to give you an example. Another example, another classic case. One of a teacher who was facing a big challenge, and the challenge was the father, who is aged and almost retiring, uh, decided, because she is a firstborn, going to have all the kids who are still in school now going to be educated now by her, or the school fees is being paid by her. So this teacher was paying now for the siblings, the school fees. By the time she was calling me, she had her house, because she was in a rented house, had already been locked. Then the other thing that was happening is, because she is a single mother now, her children had also been sent home from a school, and she needed help. Her salary is not enough because it has all the loans, including the mobile loans. So in such a case, how do you help someone like that? And those who are writing, how do you help now someone who is like that, who the father has brought the children, for the ones who are yet in school, to be educated by her, because she is in a firstborn and she is now considered as one of those who are now working well. And of course, the father uh, did his part by educating her. So what do you do? Let me see some comments. What do you, how can you advise that person? Yeah, I know it will be difficult to write because it is a complicated case. But this is what I did.
To
I
go for more loan.
go for more loan. You are killing that lady. You cannot go for more loan. The best, what I did is to interrogate her, and even making fees arrangement in the school and paying installment. It's also a good idea, but she was already, even now, she was not able even to make the children go to the school and then discuss that, because the school was insisting you have to have some money to pay. Then, yeah, I have seen that one, that have a talk with your father and saying that no, that is dangerous. Yeah. So what we did is we analyzed her situation, and we were able to come up with a solution. Yes, it's good to find some side hustle, as you're saying, but you have in heavy debts, you can't even pay rent. Are you going to look for a side hustle, or to look for money, for money even to be able to take care of the family? So what we did is, after discussing, we realized the father is still teaching. The father is in his last years of teaching, so he had not retired. So when you're saying have a talk with the father, that is one of the correct way to advise such a person. So and he was, when I asked him, do you have a good rapport with your father? No, they didn't have a very good rapport. But I told her, this is the time now to be candid enough, and you tell yourself, I have to talk to my father, and I tell him this is the situation. I cannot be able to pay school fees, even my rent. I am not able. Please take charge. I'll help you later when my finances improve. And I told him, told her she must be bold enough to do that. The other thing that we discussed is, what are the subjects that you teach? And she told me she teaches sciences in high school. Yeah. So is it possible to get, even if it is one or two kids, you do tuition in the evening? And she told me it is possible. Yes, I have, but I was thinking I cannot get time. Told her now it is time to sacrifice and create that time. And eventually, after discussing various solutions, she was so happy. And she told me, one of the things I want to confess here is, she told me that she had not had somebody encouraging and directing her that way, and she had felt so discouraged into a point of quitting church because she was feeling even salvation is not helping her. But after talking, now she was very happy with that. So for me, as I share this, and what this forum that Dr. Christine has brought to us as I conclude now is ability to also start being accountable to one another. When you have a friend who is struggling, please don't just go and pray. Praying is good, but go beyond. Let's bring facts into place. Let's discuss. Let's have accountability partners, people we can be able to share with those deep matters that are affecting us. I can share more and more, but because of time, allow me to conclude there. But still remember there is Campari principle. We apply it very well in banking, but on your end as a borrower, you don't. If you ask Dr. Christine right now where she is in Canada and those developed countries, let me tell you, before you qualify for a facility or a loan, they have checked you so much that they know they don't even need collateral,
Mm,
isn't it, Dr.?
mm.
Yeah, they
In
don't need
fact,
collateral.
you don't have to have money in your account. They
Yes,
just look at
and
your credit. How are you
yeah,
repaying your loans? Yeah. Even
yes,
if you don't have money in your account, they will give you money if you are repaying your loans
yeah,
as expected.
yes.
Yeah.
So they apply those parameters very well, but also the borrowers, the people are also so much disciplined, because if we are not disciplined, you're also not going to get finances. So for me, it is my prayer that we all going to be disciplined so that we don't affect ourselves. Thank you so much, and God bless you so much.
Oh, I don't know how to do it, but really, thank you very much for the advice. There is so much that we need to learn from you, Charles. I hope you will still create some more time, because you only went to slide 5 and you have 15 slides. We really need to learn.
Yes, yes, it is true. And I can see some questions are still trickling.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is the person who is saying about how do you do those loans that like the one from that bank which doesn't need a guarantor, yet they buy your loans. Please, before you agree to get your loan bought off, before you agree to go to that loan that you feel is so attractive, analyze your status. Analyze your status and make sure that you are borrowing when you are fully assured that you can be able to have ability to pay, not just now, even in the near future, even if something was to happen. And don't just agree. Number one thing I usually try to discourage: don't go for a top up,
Mm.
don't go for that buy off. I will tell you why in the next meetings, because this time I can do a calculation for you and you see the amount of interest that you're going to pay the bank. You'll be the one losing.
Mm.
Please, before you make that move, you'd rather even contact me and help you do the workings. Then by the time you're signing that offer letter, you are very sure.
Mm. Thank you very much, Charles. Probably there is somebody who is now in dire need of your support. You can give us your number. Maybe you write it on the chat and say it out, because I will be sharing this recording.
Okay, this is my number. I'm typing. But those who are also writing down as I also type there, I'm also sharing that screen that has my contacts. if you can see it. Yeah, so what I prefer is I prefer we to be contacted on WhatsApp because of my nature of work. If you call, you may find sometimes I'm not picking, so I prefer you just do a WhatsApp.
Wow, thank you very much, Charles. Really, may God bless you for being so generous with information that we didn't have. In actual sense, matters money are very, very challenging. Sometimes you get yourself in a fix, you don't know what to do. Like now, that is why personally, at one point I had to resort on, why can't I just call friends to changa for me? Because now taking a top up on top of a top up, like now I'm out of the country, Kenya, I cannot get a loan, I cannot get a loan back home. I can only maybe just work and start afresh, yeah? So like, I think I'll also come to you for some advice.
Yeah, and Dr. maybe to share this,
Yeah, thank you.
to share this about you, that was the right move, Dr. And many people are shying off from going through that route. Instead of borrowing, I would rather now you do what you did. You don't want to put yourself into more fixes, and yet you haven't started working. The best thing is the way you did. You say, I'm not going to shy off, I am going to approach people. Please, some of these decisions require such a bold move and a drastic move like the way you did. So I am very happy with what you did, and don't shy away of that. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Let us all appreciate our facilitator today as we move to the next facilitator. Let us go to our reactions. Please clap, thumbs up. Use the reactions to put your thumbs up for Charles. Very informative, and don't shy away from contacting him at personal level. Yeah, please go, just use WhatsApp as he has said. Getting him here has been a challenge because he is forever busy. Thank you so much, Charles, for honoring us. I am so humbled that you accepted to come and talk to my friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you too, and God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, God bless you. So the next person that is going to speak to us is one of us. She's in Kenya. Her name is Beryl CG. Beryl CG, when she was talking to me, okay, she learned that I am sharing about traveling abroad. She challenged me. She asked me, Daktari, you are busy telling people to come and join you because of the good things that are in Canada. There are still many things that our people can enjoy back here at home. I want to expose them to matters traveling in Kenya. In case people want to learn what is in our country, what is in Kenya, and how they can appreciate our country, I want to talk to them. Now, it is none other than Beryl. Charles, maybe you can pull down your screen so that I now can usher in Beryl. Thank you very much. Beryl, where are you? Please shout. Yeah, thank you. Maybe you can put on your camera. I've made you co-host. Unmute yourself. Yeah, good. Thank you. Welcome, Beryl.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, my name's Beryl. see.
You're breaking.
From
we can't see.
Okay, Beryl, okay, just talk to us because you're breaking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now you can avoid the camera because you're breaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now my name is Beryl from Mombasa, Kenya. I live in Kenya. I work in Kenya, in Mombasa and Nairobi. I'm a travel expert in the industries, matters travel and tourism. And Dr. Sina has been talking about traveling abroad, and I've been wondering, why does everyone want to go to Canada? Others are telling me they want to go to the US. Others are telling me they want to go to Germany. There are lots of things that we can do here in Kenya. Now, we are all born and brought up in Kenya. By a show of hands, let's see. How many people have traveled to Masai Mara? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we are there. People have raised up their hands. There is Peter, there is Caleb. They've gone to Masai Mara.
Only 2 people have traveled to Masai Mara, whereas we have lots of things that we can see in Masai Mara. We can visit Naivasha, Nakuru, being teachers in the industry. We can take our children to go and visit places like come to Mombasa, even see a place like Fort Jesus. Yeah, go to Diani, swim with the dolphins. So why is it that we are having many visitors coming to Kenya, spending lots and lots of money to see this scenic sites, but us who are born and brought up in Kenya, we can't say anything about our country? So when she told me that people are, I can see Celine saying that money is the problem. Another is saying, yeah, I've never visited Masai Mara. You see, someone is 40, someone is 50, they've never gone to Masai Mara, they've never seen a lion so close, they've never seen, like, July is coming, the wild beast migration. They've never experienced the 7th wonder. So I wanted to encourage each and everyone. Here in Kenya, we have lots of beautiful things that we can go out and see. Not only for exposure, but you can go out, and when you go and see these things, you relax. You reduce the pressure, the normal pressure that we have in life. Every day, you wake up in the morning, 5 in the morning, leave by 6, you've left, coming back dark in the evening. But what do you do to take your time off, to relax, to think, to plan for tomorrow? So I would emphasize and encourage each and every one of us to try and get the small getaways, the small holidays, to bond with our families, to bond with our friends. Yeah, as a church, you can travel to pilgrimage areas. You get to learn more about the stories that we read in the Bible. Yeah, so when you want to go up, I can see Millicent. Millicent says that we want to go abroad for greener pastures. Yes, that I agree. But also here in Kenya, we can create something for ourselves. How? But seeing the opportunities that is around us. I remember when I used to be very young, I used to tell myself all the time that I want to go to Dubai, because I used to have a sibling friend who went to Dubai, got a job, and she was doing very, very well. But when I turned around 26 years, it wasn't happening. I wasn't getting the opportunity to go out. So what did I do? I changed my mindset. I said, if I have to go, what can I sell? What can I do? Because since I was very young, I liked doing business. Would not tell me about sitting in one place, waking up in the morning, going. It was kind of boring for me. So I said, it has to work out. So I started off, did this travel and tourism thing, learned about it. mastered the art, started off, and here we are today. So I believe as much as we are going out to look for better opportunities like Dr. Tina, now that she's there, she can call us, all of us, to go and experience this for ourselves, for our children. I believe we can also create something here in Kenya by traveling, coming from wherever you are. If someone is in Kisumu, you can come to Mombasa, get to see what opportunities are there. Exchange. Someone from Mombasa, go to another place, get to see. Not staying in one place. It is unfortunate that someone has been born in Kisumu, has never come to Mombasa. Someone has been born in Naivasha, has never gone to Meru to get to see what the Meru people are doing. So we can exchange by traveling. Yeah, we can exchange this by traveling, cultural exchange, yeah, which is very important for us and everybody. I believe if I go to, the other day I went to Narok and I met a lady. This lady was, she used to be a politician, but come 2023, she didn't get a place to, she didn't get the position. Now she went back to the drawing board. Now what do you do? Can you believe it? She told us that nowadays I am rearing cows. Cows? How are you rearing cows? I'm rearing cows, I'm feeding them. You remember the time that drought was there? People were selling cows 500 shillings. So she went and bought like lorries of those cows, came, fed them, took care of them, and now she's selling off. One cow, 70 to 80,000 shillings. She's not struggling. If I did travel from Mombasa to Narok, I would not know that when I do this kind of farming, I can get this kind of income. You don't need to struggle. It just tells you that you need to know the right thing to give the animal, the right treatment to give the animal. And that is it. It will bring. So I believe that when, sorry? Hello? So I believe that when we travel to all these places, yeah, we can always get opportunity to learn from each other. I can see Jessica is saying we always think of the opportunity, Masai Mara or school fees. Yeah, I know. But you will never stop going to school. You will never, these things will never end. Yeah, so we can always, it's just a matter of sacrificing by, like in our company, we accept lipa pole pole. You tell me, Beryl, I want to go to Masai Mara at this particular time. Give me a plan. I'll come, give you a plan, tell you how many people are you, we create a package for you, then tell you it's gonna work like this. We allow lipa pole pole. Then you realize you get an opportunity to, I think you get an opportunity to have this experience. The problem is, Selim is telling us that the problem is money. I believe that the challenge, it's not the problem, the challenge is money, but with positivity, things are going to open up. Right now, the economy is too tough for everybody. Things are not working right for us. Many people, even us in business, but in the near days to come, things are going to be, we are optimistic that things are going to work out and doors are going to open for everyone. So given an opportunity to go out of Kenya, I will not hesitate. High cost of living increasing day by day. Yes, I agree with you, Nelly. But Dr. Tina can tell us, the more we say that in Kenya, life is very expensive, when we receive these visitors coming to Kenya, they tell us that life in Kenya is affordable. So until you go on the other side, that is when you will get to experience what is really happening. Then Emily is telling us that visa is the challenge. Emily, we can assist you with visa. Let us know where you want to travel to. Then we can give you guidance on how to get your visa. So I'll leave I'll leave our contacts here, down here on the chat box. So if anybody needs assistance with the visa, all kinds of visa, kindly get in contact with us and then we're going to assist you. In this case, budgeting is the trick, planning as well. With budgeting, you can reach your goal. Yes, true, Lynette, I agree to that. Celine is saying, let's make a little more money and visit one another. Without finances, it's impossible. Let's get ideas of rearing more cows and ensure they do not die like what I saw in Northern Eastern. Yes, true. I agree to that, that's Celine. But by moving from one place to another and exchanging ideas, not sticking in one place, by traveling, you're able to open up your mind and get to see what other thing you can do to better your life wherever you are. So let's encourage one another by not looking at only going or traveling abroad. I believe that we can get to learn a lot of things here in Kenya. As we say, home is best, East West, home is best. But again, whatever opportunity opens up for us, wherever we desire to go, any person who has the ability to hold each other, let's hold one another and ensure that we make each other's life better. By us being in the travel profession, we will help you, guide you on visa issues. We will help you, guide you on how to acquire your air tickets. If you need a place to rest in between the journey, we will help you by securing you or getting you hotel bookings. We can also help you with travel insurance, one of the very, very important thing that people forget to purchase. Travel insurance. I'll encourage each and everyone, wherever you're traveling. International travel, try and get yourself, even if you're going for a visit, travel insurance is very important. We've had guests who travel from Kenya, get to the other part of the world, fall ill. Now, when you get ill on the other part of the world, you don't want to be admitted in the hospital. And Dr. Tina can tell us that you cannot purchase medicine or drugs over the counter like the way we do here at home. So anytime you want to travel abroad, please encourage yourself by getting travel insurance so that you're covered in case your baggage is lost, in case you fall ill on the other side, in case you lose your items, you're able to claim that. And the travel insurance will take care of all your medical costs. Not forgetting, we do holiday packages wherever you want to go. If you want to go to Dubai, Malaysia, Mauritius, all these visa-free countries, they're countries that Kenyans are looking forward into traveling into. So you can do this as a form of relaxation, opening up of your mind, seeing the other world, how it looks like. Going out here, staying a week without eating ugali, it's kind of fascinating. It can be depressing, but you get to understand that you can live without some things and life has to go on. So I think that's it from me. If you want more information, you can always check us up at www.greyimpalasafaris.com. You can call us and we'll be able to assist you. I am thinking of farming. I'm thinking farming is a way to go. Mahali tumefika. Tina, that's for you. I was in Rwanda in January.
Yes. I think
I was in Rwanda in January and I tell you it was fun, clean environment, good treatment. We need to improve as a country. We need to improve as a country. Kenya, we need to improve as a country. We have a lot of learning to do. That I agree with you, Celine. Home is the best, but also a visa would be of great help to go try out there for comparison and more. Yes, Lucy, home is the best, I agree, but also let me know how we can assist you matters visa. As traveling is the only way out, we get to open our minds and get to see what's happening out there. We get to learn what's happening out there. Like, for example, the guy who's the owner of the son of the owner of Pride Inn group of hotels. Him going out is what made him open up his mind. His dad was running the business, the kind of, the small, the lodge, the small bed and breakfast. But when the young man went out and got information and got to open up his mind, got to see how hotels are on the other side of the world, he came back with this knowledge and set up what we are seeing now. And the business is running out very, very successfully. So traveling opens us up. Traveling is opening most of us, our minds, and giving us opportunities. So wherever we get an opportunity to go, wherever we get an opportunity to go out, please, 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 let's travel. Let's travel.
Yeah. So
I can see.
Yeah, please put your contact, Beryl.
Yeah.
Rosalind is asking for your contact.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Maybe you can also read it aloud, because I'm going to share the recording to various people.
Yeah, so you can call me on 0728 630 188 or 0728 635 213. You can also reach us on, I can see people have started calling me already. You can also reach us on 0794 573 0794 504 573. And lastly, you can also call us on 0714 833 277.
Good. Thank you very much. That is awesome. And now that somebody was talking about farming, I have my project girl here. She would like to talk to you. Please talk to my friends. Kunashe, talk to my friends. They're looking at you. Go ahead.
It is a bean plant and it will be growing up into a tree, and you can make your own with, you can put just
You show them your bean plant. Okay, sorry. Let me remove this so that they see you well. Let me remove this so that they see you well.
Don't really, they just see me.
Huh?
They just see me.
Okay, now they can see you clearly. Now talk to them. Tell them what you did with your bean plant.
I grew my bean plant and it has my name on it. So you can actually see it, but it can make one. You just need to put a seed. So the seed is right here. You cannot actually see it because it's in the middle. So you can make it, but you have to make it that fast because you have to water it that fast or else it might dry up. So that is how it looks like.
Yeah, Konashe is learning to grow plants. She loves gardening, and we are working on education for sustainable projects in Canada. We have started with Konashe. Konashe, how old are you?
5.
Konashe is 5 years old. Yeah, so she's just challenging us that we need to go to the garden. Thank you very much. You can now go and play. Yeah, she insisted that she really wants to talk to my friends. Now, I think we are good to go. We are good to go. And about traveling abroad, Diana, where are you? Tumalize na wewe. I know everybody thinks about traveling abroad is so exciting. Yes, it is exciting. The experience is awesome because it's not like what we have back in. But you realize that some of the opportunities that we are talking about here are actually opportunities we can as well embrace at home. Because in these countries, there is money. Si wadanganyi, pesa iko. Pesa iko. But the green pasture, it's not green. It is, what can I say? It is the grass. You see the grass that is, what do we call that grass that has dried?
Hey.
Yes, that one. So you have to water it for it to be good enough for you to make good use of it. Because there is what we call minimum wage. The minimum wage here is like $15 per hour. If I go working for like 6 hours, I have made my $90 in a day, you know? So, and you're not limited to working at night or working during the day. It is now up to you to organize yourself, to pick on the jobs and work. Because every job in Canada is a profession, it's professional. Like you cannot be allowed to even clean in a hotel if you've not gone through some courses. You cannot be allowed even to do the simple things that we usually do at home. Even sweeping the road or removing whatever, what is it called? Snow on the roads, because you are paid for doing that work until you have gone through some course. So every job here, there is no job that is looked at like it is a dirty job, or every job here is decent. Even taking care of children, it is decent job because you get good money out of it. So when you are planning to come to Canada, or when you're planning to go to Australia as an adult, you must always ask yourself the question, why am I going there? Why do I have to leave what I am having here in Kenya to go there? Basically, for me, the main reason as to why I came, of course, was to make that money and to have my children be in good schools, have a good education, because like the CBC we are introducing in Kenya, the consultants are actually from Canada. So I have now first-hand information of what CBC looks like. The things we are doing in Kenya, my friends, it's in a struggle for no good reason. If we had picked what is here and brought it to our country, then CBC can work. But if we are continuing to do the things that we are doing, I think we need to do what we call further consultation, having people come and visit schools, have an exchange program, have our children be in schools in Canada for some time, so that when they come back home, they don't just go to their schools, but to share their experiences in those classrooms with everybody else in the country. Otherwise, I don't know how far we are going with our CBC. I want to encourage the people that are on with CBC to think about it again. I was so surprised when I took my children to school. As I told you here, education is totally free. Everything is free, including transporting my children from home to school and bringing them back. I pay nothing, totally nothing. And the education there is top class. I'm like, I removed my daughter from Alliance Girls, and everybody was mad on me, like, how can you remove your daughter from Alliance Girls? You know, my friends, let me tell you, bado tuko mbali, we are still very far. When I went to that school, the first place we visited was the guidance and counseling unit, where my daughter was taken through the various pathways, because she was in Form 3, and right now the Canadians are finishing their second semester for them to go to the next grade. So my daughter was placed in grade 10, which is equivalent to Form 2, so that she can transit to grade 11 in September this year, which was quite good. So in the process, the guidance and counseling teachers, not one, but 3, there seated with me, the parent, and my daughter, taking us through step by step. What is it that you want to do in the future? Before then, my daughter had done some assessment to know whether she's good in English, maths, physics, these other things, yeah? And when my daughter was like, I want to be a doctor, now they started taking us step by step, what it takes to be a doctor. Now, looking at your assessment, your mathematics, this area, you didn't do it well, what are you going to do about it step by step? They linked my daughter to a mathematics teacher, immediately called the teacher and told the teacher, now you'll have to work with Jennifer until she has mastered this, because this girl wants to be a doctor. Then after that, now going around the school, the orientation, my God. It is not like students are in a classroom fixed in one classroom. The classrooms are subject classrooms that you move from the way we do it in the university. The way the program is set, students will move from one class to attend to another class. It is the teachers who are in those classes, not the students. So students don't have fixed locus. They will rotate from one class to another, depending on what they are doing or what they are taking next. When we come to the laboratories, we come to whatever the children have decided to do. If it is engineering, if they want to do engineering, the teachers bring their cars to the workshop in the school for the children to learn and repair the teachers' cars. I mean, if it is about models, the children themselves make the robots, they make the models, you know. If it is about woodwork, it's a whole workshop. As in, you get in, there is a trainer there, a teacher there, who is waiting for the students to come and learn with him. So the teachers are specialized and they are in their rooms. If it is a language room, there are various whatever things like phonetics. You know, you are like, I mean, this is what education is supposed to be. I am so happy that I came. As much as there is that bit of struggling because I don't have a job at the moment, I'm happy because my children are happy. When you go to the primary school where my boy is, oh my God, the teachers are just, I don't know what to say, very concerned about each and every child. Anytime my son is getting late, I have to get a message immediately that Joseph has not reported. Could you be knowing where he is? Because now, school to where we stay to school, for Joseph, he doesn't use a bus because it's very near. So he uses a bicycle to school, you know? So they are, I mean, my people, I think we need to do something about education in Kenya. It is not like I am despising what we are doing, but we need to do something. And then subjects. They do 4 subjects in a semester, 4. How many subjects are our children taking in a term? 13, 15. I mean, why? So children here are taking what they need. See, we are bogging our children with so many subjects, they don't even need them in the future. I mean, my daughter is simply taking physics, mathematics, you know, English as a second language, and what was that? Something to do with music. I mean, and that is all for the term. Then next semester, she'll be taking another 4 units. Then after that, she'll move to, you know, I mean, there is something we need to do about our education in Kenya. We are giving our children so much, or we give ourselves so much, until when you grow up, you don't even know which line to focus on. You are trying this, you are trying that. I have this talent, I don't know where to place it. I am good in this, I don't know how to go about it. CBC, the people doing it in Kenya, I will challenge you that you visit Canada, you get to go to these schools and see exactly what is happening in schools. Let us not just call people from Canada to come to Kenya to tell us that do this and do that. Come and get to those classrooms and see what is happening in those classrooms. And you will be able to transform Kenya through CBC, because CBC is the best thing that has happened to our country. Reduce the subjects. Our children don't need all those subjects. They don't need them. Yeah, reduce those subjects, let the children do what they need for the future. So if it is the line of medicine, what subjects go with medicine? If it is engineering, what kind of subjects must this child take? If it is in the line of arts, what is it that this child needs for the future? What they don't need it. So let us reduce the baggage and have them focus on what they really need. Now coming to Canada, those who want to come, continue. I gave you a contact. Diana is here. Diana, are you there again? You want to know how to go to Canada or to Australia? Diana is a very good link person who can give you all the information that you need. And any further consultation, you can always WhatsApp me. I will give you direction or link you up to the right person to give you the very correct information. So I can see Caleb's hand is up. Caleb, you want to say something?
Not really. I think I waved and the wave sign has not left the screen.
There?
I waved a while ago and the sign has not left the screen. So I'm fine.
Sorry. So you can put it down. Yeah. But what people, you know why people come to Canada or go to America or go to Australia and get lost? It's because people here work hard. From one job to another. You can make a lot of money if you are ready to work. And if you are ready not to choose work. I mean, if you think that, oh, I trained as a teacher, so I just have to get a teaching job, that will not work here. You have to be ready to go through these other short courses for you to start doing simple things, simple things, simple chores for you to earn that money. Because any job will give you money. I mean, any job you do here will give you money. That is the beauty about it. It's not like in Kenya, you struggle doing this, you struggle doing that, and you're not getting the reward of the work that you're doing. Here, every work is rewarded. And it's such a beautiful thing. Any question? I'm still looking for Diana. Are you there? Diana, ulienda wapi? Diana? Okay, maybe let me see, Diana. Okay, so maybe we will talk, Diana will talk to us next week about immigration. But it is a good thing. It's a good thing to be in these countries, to experience what you hear about. When you call your relatives and they don't send you money, don't kill them because they work to get that money. Yeah, they'll have the money, yes, but they do a lot of work for them. They sacrifice a lot to get that money. So some people will not send you money because they are saying, I'm doing all this, and somebody is just sitting and waiting to ask for money. I mean, yeah. So it is about thinking about the resources we have in our country, where we can put our hands, put the hands there, let us work. And when you get the opportunity to come to Canada, like me, I have no problem because I've been working so hard back in Kenya on matters to do education for sustainable development. I used to go to the garden. Even here now, if I get any opportunity to do any job, I will do it because I am used to working. So wacha hiyo mambo ya kukaa kwa ofisi, eti unangoja uletewe chai, unangoja ufanyiwe kila kitu. At home, assist in the household chores, fanya tu kazi. I mean, God gave us these hands to work. And now I've come to realize what it means when people say, when it says, God will bless the work of your hands. When you work hard, you get the money here in Canada. So there is nothing like green pasture here. My friends, you have to work and you have to sacrifice. But for the children, oh my God, their life is just the best. It is the best. So for me, my way question, I did it for my children. And I'm happy about it. For you, I don't know why you want to do it. For the young people who you want to send to these countries, mtu amemaliza form 4, unamtuma Canada, unamtuma Australia, unamtuma US, ensure that there is a family the other end, or there is somebody who is an adult over the other side who can receive them and walk with them the path instead of them getting distressed. Because here, when they come, they have to struggle to survive. Yeah. But when they have somebody to walk with them, then it becomes very easy. Wacha kutuma watoto hivyo. That is why our children wanakuja hapa, they don't get into class. Because kuna pesa hapa na pale, they find themselves now going for these jobs. They forget about what brought them to these countries. For them to study, remember I said, they must have somebody to work with them. Don't just be happy that mtoto wako amepata visa anaenda. Hey, you need to ask yourself, anaenda wapi? Yeah? Unatuma mtoto anakuja anaona pesa iko hapa na pale, anaacha kusoma. They stop going to school and start looking for the money. And the moment they start getting the money, it's a lot of money, they will not go to school. They will be I'm in school, but they are not in school. So make sure you link them up with somebody. Yeah, link them up with somebody. That will really help. Sylvester Otieno, your hand is up. Is it? Oh, this is my cursor. Anybody with a question? I think we are done for today. Let me not add you so much. Charles has done a good job. Same as Beryl. Now you know some of those things that you needed to know. So I wanted Diana to tell us something small about immigration, but apparently it's like her time, she's also very committed. She decided that we will talk next Sunday because she has a lot to share with us. I hope that is okay with all of us. Mimi story zangu ni mingi. Hapa ni kuzuri. Kuja tu. Ni kuzuri sana. Ni kuzuri. Just come. But you have to be ready to do what? To work. Let me see. Any questions? Any questions? How easy or hard is it to get express entry? It's not that easy. It's not that easy. I will give you Diana's contact. I will give you Diana's contact. Let me see, Diana. That is the right person. Msumbue kabisa na mkuje. Diana's contact is 0724 411 221. 411 221. Yeah. So, and something I think you need to know is that here everything is straight. It's very rare to get an aspect where you can maneuver your things. Like, I think it is the best place for Christians to be, because hizo temptations ziko huko kwetu hakuna. you don't find yourself bribing. You can't bribe. I mean, you can't. How? You can't. Even the transport system is just, if there is anything wrong that you're doing, the whatever, the street whatever lights, the street whatever, what are they called? Cameras. The street cameras will identify your car because your car is registered under your name, and nobody can drive your car. You are supposed to drive your car. I mean, you make any mistake, you just sent an email, you're supposed to report to the police because you did this and that. Systems are really smooth. Nothing like you find yourself doing things that you didn't want to do, like corruption. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for making your time to join this meeting. If you have something moving like what Beryl and Charles did, if you know God has blessed you with some information that you can give others, this is a forum for us to share. I don't want to own it like it is. No, it's not about Christine. It's about us. It is about us. Let us share, because sharing is inspiring. When you give out, you get more. Yeah, when you know something, you have that information, please give it to people, because when you give people, you are saving our country. Because the Bible says, my people are suffering because of lack of information. I want to look for ways to give you as much information as I can, and also to remain relevant. Those who know me, mimi napenda kufunza watu. Sasa nimetoka Kemi, sina wanafunzi wa kufunza. Si sasa tukuja hapa tusome hizi vitu zetu kidogo kidogo. I mean, thank you so much, and may God bless you. If there is no more question, there's no more concern. Thank you, Kennedy. Thank you for appreciating. Mimi kawaida, I love you so much. That is why I take my time to do all this. Sunday is the best day for me because I'm home with the children, and I will always get time, because your 6 p.m. is my 11 a.m. So from 11 to 1, we can always have a discussion, because sometimes I actually have that time for you. Otherwise, God bless you, and thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for being there for me. Those of you who have supported me to raise my fees, God bless you so much. And when I will become very rich, because I will, I will return threefold. And may God bless you. Can I request somebody to pray for us? Who can pray for us? So that I allow you now to go and meet your families and maybe sleep. Nani atatuombea? Monica, you want to pray? Thank you. Please unmute yourself. Yeah, mimi hapa, I will tell you things the way they are. Hakuna haja niwafiche. Unajua watu wanakuja wananyamazia. They don't want to tell you that, oh, life is not that easy as you imagine, that you have to be ready to do these things. Me, I will tell you. Yeah, because I will even tell you how I have started, because I will start working in May. I cannot be allowed to work until I start school. That is how serious things are here, because my study permit is tagged to my work permit. So I cannot work until I start studying. So when I will start working, I will come here and tell you what type of work I found. My very first job of where I'll start earning dollars. Yeah, so that is it. And thank you, Monica. Please pray for us.
Well, let's pray. Father, we thank you for this wonderful time that you have given us. We bless your name for all of us who participated. We want to thank you for Dr. Tina and her family. We pray for thy blessings, even as she continues to bless us. Pray that God, you will minister to each and every one. So even as we stop this, we pray that God, you lift us from one glory to the next, for honor and glory of your name. We bless your holy name in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, and have a blessed night.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
good day
much.
too. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Every
thank
Sunday
you.
at 6, you can invite your family members, you can invite your friends.
Good day. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Tina.
Thank you. Okay, I'm missing you people. But it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
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 Okay, bye.